really emphasize the role of committed individuals. Even Christianity would not be there if we didn't have committed individuals. That's why we have the Gospel of Matthew, Mark, John. There's no way you can ignore the role of individuals. Ugandans now know that there is soon going to be a convergence. And this convergence will not just come from within NRM and DP. Now that we have led the way, as usual, we are going to have many people stepping forward to come to the center. This coming to the center is important because it will marginalize the extremist elements that are both in NRM and also in the opposition. By the way, NRM has a very radical and violent extremists also, who need to be tamed. Those are a threat to peaceful transition. The opposition also has radical extremists, potentially violent people. Those are also a threat to peaceful presidential transition. The only guarantee for a peaceful transition is for Ugandans to have a package of reforms in the constitution, to embrace the idea of a national dialogue as opposed to the interparty dialogue. This is now a bigger dialogue, a big round table bringing together traditional institutions who were here before the colonial state which Ugandan state inherited. We will bring together intellectuals, academia, civil society, and so on, plus, of course, the political parties and religious institutions. That dialogue is about the future. So it is a three-phase approach. To do the hard work now, and I believe when we talk about a presidential transition, there's a possibility that we may have a government where everybody has to play a role. And in that government, we now prepare Uganda for a properly competitive democratic system. Phase one, to do the kind of work we are doing, where you risk being stoned, where you risk being insulted. I think right now I'm the most loved and also the most hated person.
In equal measure.
Yeah, which is actually a beautiful place to be. But I do believe that when we reach that point when other parties also feel comfortable coming to the table to talk, then we can design the Uganda of the future. The Uganda of the future is not going to be unleashed now, but we must plant the seed. And DP has planted that seed by signing this cooperation agreement.
Okay.
I'm not going in there. I'm not the president, first and foremost. As a cabinet minister, the president is your boss. You have to accept that. You are not a co-president just because you lead a political party, but you can influence things because you are able to exercise the power to recommend. The power to recommend is very important. You cannot believe, Canary, the number of messages I'm receiving from opposition, from those who are in NRM, from independent-minded people who are already suggesting areas. So it's my duty to tell Ugandans that let's take it step by step. I don't want you to believe that I'm going to be a miracle worker. But I think I bring some new energy from the Democratic Party. And this is not the first time DP brings energy into the NRM. We brought energy in 1986. Now, this is different from this fishing that the president has been doing. Fish an individual, and then you threaten people, you say, I'm going to eat them like samosas. This now requires that Ugandans accept that things have changed. Even the opposition parties that have been fishing from the opposition. Earlier you asked me whether I'm more comfortable with NRM. To my knowledge, NRM has never fished a DP MP to cross. But other opposition parties, day and night, are courting DP MPs to cross. Now, are those friends? Perhaps they are frenemies.
I want to give you time for you to prepare for the NBS frontline, but I just have two last questions. One, which should be brief, is in this cooperation agreement, you have another member of the DP that you're going to propose to take up a junior ministerial position and 4 other to fill positions in different departments and agencies. When should we expect the Democratic Party, which you lead, to nominate those people?
If you read the document, it says when the opportunity presents itself. So it is up to...
On government side or on DP side?